It's going to be overly scheduled and
I think that technology plays such an important part because it's easy, it's fast, and it's efficient.
it's going to overtake them.
It's something that children can play on, and it kind of keeps their attention now.
I honestly don't think that it's a problem. I think that they can use the tablets with the games and things that make it fun, like the learning process fun. They're learning skills that are needed to learn how to read and write and sounding out letters and recognizing numbers and letters. And so I think it can be very helpful in the learning process.
It's definitely the wave of the future.
I think the need is based on education.
It's going to help them stay organized and be scheduled.
Online classes are becoming increasingly more popular in elementary schools and high schools. So
It's going to really cut down on face-to-face communication.
I think technology is going to continue to grow.
It's going to be perceived as a necessity even when it's still truly a luxury.
kids are going to be doing work on iPads. It could definitely be a distraction and pull away from their focus on their academics if it's allowed to go that way.
It can. I think it can. That's where, as a parent, you need to step in and make sure that the time that's on the computer or the tablet or the phone is limited, because the kids can, basically become entrenched into this world that doesn't involve interacting with other people, and being able to communicate directly with somebody is something that gets lost if you allow it. But I don't necessarily say that you have to get rid of them. I think you just have to learn how to manage them in terms of balancing between getting out and playing and socially interacting with people face to face, rather than just looking at your video screen and texting or playing a video game or something like that.
It can become an obsession.
I think, in terms of the dangers of child using a tablet, I think as I said earlier, it boils down to the balance and how it's used. I said it can be something that can be a very useful tool, but it can't be the sole focal point for the child, whether it's playing games or reading or doing, there are a lot of wonderful things. The tablet allows you to conveniently access the internet and all the wonderful things that are out there, but at the same time, there's a lot of bad things out there on the internet, and I think that's something that as parents and adults, we need to make sure the kids learn responsible use of these electronic devices.
It will take over the lives of a lot of these kids, especially kids that have trouble making friends. Those devices now become their friends.
I think part of it's trying to keep up with the Joneses. I think that the idea that that's the next big thing, it's the cool thing to have, so parents sometimes feel pressured by their kids to want to have what the next kid has, and so parents want to give in, and but it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think having a smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or a Droid or whatever the case may be, it can be beneficial as long as it's used properly. Like, one of the things we talk about here is we can't fight the technology, but we want to make kids learn how to use them appropriately. And I think being responsible with your electronic devices is something critical that we're going to have to start teaching kids.
It's definitely the wave of the future.